Hi, how have you been? How is the year going so far? I know we are moving. We have finished half part of the year. I hope you are still on target with growing as an individual in various areas of your life. At least I hope there's something that you can say, so far I have been able to achieve this. Even just onto your knowledge. I hope you are moving smoothly and the year is going well for you. I am Jamie and welcome to my channel. This is a space of growth. We don't care how old you are. We don't care how many mistakes you've made in life. We don't care what your background is. We don't care what your circumstances are. What we believe is that everyone has the potential to be better. And in this place, we tackle issues that help us to be a better version of ourselves. Now, I appreciate all of you who are on this journey with me. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for spreading the good news. Every time you share this video with someone, you are changing somebody's life. I believe that there's always one piece of information that you need that's going to propel you to a better place. So please share with your friends. Don't be better alone. You know, it's the circle that wins. You can't be the only person in the entire circle that is doing great and you think you're winning. Everybody has to win so that you're both moving in a positive direction. In case it's your first time here, or you've been coming but you've not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below and join the family. You know, one by one makes a bundle. So slowly by slowly, we grow into a bigger community of people that are determined to be better selves. Hey, don't let your life go unlived because it's never late. It's never late. So today, I want to talk about someone, and it could be you, especially someone who is either employed or you have your business, you are working in whichever capacity, in whichever industry. This video is for you. Just make sure you watch to the end. And especially, I'm going to talk about some professions that we don't celebrate much. Yeah? There are some professions that we really don't celebrate much. There are some jobs, there are some businesses. There's work. I think I'm just going to call it work, so that I don't keep saying job, then business, then I don't know what. Let's call it work. Whether you are employed by someone to do work, or you are employing yourself to do work, or you have put work out there to employ people. But we're going to talk about work. You realize that there are some jobs that for you to do your work diligently, for you to do your work very well, you have to rub some shoulders. You have to step on some toes. Your work involves holding people accountable, and in cases where they don't want to be, you find most of your work you are like it's a boxing, you're in a boxing ring, you are wrestling with people, you are, making people annoyed here and there, You are the person I'm talking about. I can imagine in an organization, if you are in a department that most people don't like, every time they tell you, go to this department, or you have to do something and you have to go to this department, you just don't like it. Now, I'm talking about people in that department. Those are the jobs I'm talking about that are not really celebrated because of their nature. You find most times you have to put people in a situation where they are uncomfortable. And then you see what people don't realize is that it takes you a lot of grace. It takes you a lot of training. It takes you a lot of self-preservation, self-control, to be in a kind of position where you have to deal with people that don't really appreciate what you're doing, that your work has to really put them in that kind of state. And then you also have to stay sane at the same time. If you are doing such kind of work, I hope you can relate. You wake up on a Monday, you are going to work, and you know that you're going to be firefighting the whole day. But then you need to get back home and stay sane. Now you are the people I'm talking about. Today we're going to celebrate you because I know that you go through so much, having to deal with so many issues throughout the day. Sometimes it's not that even it's people that you're dealing with. Sometimes it is systems you're dealing with. It is processes, it is work, like real work, documents and papers and whatever that you're dealing with that needs special grace. I want you to imagine this scenario. I think some of you can even relate with what I'm going to talk about. I don't know if you've ever gone to a place and let's say you're in a queue and then you find someone, let's say there's a person on the other side that has to attend to you. And then there's someone ahead of you who, from the look of things, probably had a bad day. And the way they are talking to the other person, they are literally shouting at that person. They are not very kind in their interaction with that person. And then there's a person on the other side who has to deal with you in the most calm manner. So you are ranting, and sometimes you're not very kind with the words that you're saying to the other person, and they have to, apologize. We are so sorry, sir. We are so sorry, madam, about this and that. We are going to rectify it. And they have to keep calm. They have to smile. They have to deal with all that kind of situation. And now they are not just dealing with you. Probably that day, they have dealt with 5 people that related with them in that kind of way. I want that first sink in. Now, assuming you are the customer, the angry customer, I want you to move and sit on the other side. Be the staff that has to attend to you. It could be a customer care staff, it could be a cashier, it could be whoever it is that you're dealing with. I want you to move on that side and let them come this way. And just imagine that they are talking to you the same way that you're talking to them. And then you have to stay calm. I know probably these are jobs that not anybody can do. If you were actually a person that snaps, an angry customer comes to you and you also snap, you are in the wrong job. In fact, if you are in that job where it entails you to be nice and smile at people and you are angry, you are rude, you're acting like people are inconveniencing you, those people that we meet in some shops, and the attitude, you are in the wrong job. Now you just need to find a job where you really don't have to interact with people that much. But for today, we are celebrating the people that are taking in so much from others, and you have to keep calm, collected, You have to keep smiling. You have to remain professional and make sure that you're able to address that issue. I feel like we don't celebrate you enough. And today, I want to celebrate you. You are doing great. I want people to know that this person you're dealing with and is so angry is as human as you. And at the end of the day, they have to forget all that. Like, they have to unwind. Like, even in the moment, they have to stay sane. They have to stay mentally sane. I want you to imagine that person in your office that every time you go to, or when they come to your desk, they have to ask you all these questions, and it irritates you so much. But it's their job. It's their job. I want us to be able to separate the job from the person. And I want you to imagine a scenario where, even let's say on a Friday evening, you're out with your colleagues having fun. It's such a beautiful evening. You're probably hanging out with them over the weekend. And then on Monday, you are going to be in a place where you have to ask them question this, question that, decline that, reject that, say no, do this again, this is not right, this report is incomplete, this. I want us to always remember in our workplaces that people are different from their jobs. Let us not totally make the person and the job the same. Because I can assure you, there are certain jobs that you have to take on a certain character to be able to do the job well. But in real life, probably that's not you. Think of any job that requires you to be a certain way to do it, even when that's really not your character. I can imagine an introvert that's working in an organization that is customer facing, and you have to deal with customers, you have to talk to them, you have to smile with them, you have to resolve their issues, you have to, talk to so many people in a day. I can tell you, at the end of the day, when you're back in your personal space, that's not the person that you're going to find talking to everybody. People are different from their jobs. I can just imagine a person that has to, let's say a judge, that you have to face people and sometimes you know them. You know them, you're in court, you know them. But probably they're the ones in the wrong, so what are you going to do? So if you're using the law to make whatever judgments you're going to make, it's possible that people are going to take it personally on you. And yet that's not you. If the law says A, B, C, D, that's it. Even just in the organization, if the policy says A, B, C, D, that's what the policy says. So if we have to implement what the policy says, then don't take it personally on me. That imagine, this person did A, B, C, D, she's so unfair. No, my friend, it's not me. It's the policy. So I want us to really, really appreciate people, appreciate their work, even when it rubs us the wrong way. Now, when we understand that actually that's the work they have to do, then we easily cooperate with them. I hope at that moment we get to remember that we are dealing with human beings. Yeah, we are dealing with human beings who have emotions, who have bad days, who have families back at home, who are doing their best to make it in life. They have bills to pay. Probably even as you are shouting at that person, they are going through a personal challenge. Maybe they are unwell themselves. Maybe their rent is past due. They're about to be kicked out of the house. I want us to always remember, as we deal with people, let us be more kind, more kind. And you know, today, honestly, I want to celebrate everybody that is doing a job that requires you to just keep yourself together, that requires you to take in so much from people. Whether these people are your fellow colleagues, whether these people are other organization stakeholders, but you have to take in so much from people and you have to contain it because you have to stay sane. I honestly celebrate you. I really, really celebrate you. And I just want to encourage you to remember that your job is not you. Your job is just helping you to, maybe, depending on where you are at that job, are you there to make a living? Are you there to change lives? Are you there to reach out to those that need an extra hand? Are you there to solve problems? Are you there to make people's days better? Are you there to improve other people's quality of life? Are you there to make other people's work much easier? I want you to just first of all think about the job you do and see what impact it has on the organization, on the other people, on society. And then know that that is the difference that you are making. If you are in a kind of work or working environment that it's made you lose friends, it's made people dislike you. You know, you have seen situations where someone is dragged in the mud, someone is harassed, even just on social media, someone is attacked because of the work they do. You remember back in the day, I think even now, maybe now we are older, but I'm imagining people who are younger. I remember growing up and we used to watch drama, we used to watch TV series or a movie, and you get to hate somebody. You totally dislike them because of the character they are playing. And sometimes it would be like a drama at school. And people just dislike you. Even after the drama, they think you are that evil person, that evil character that you played in the drama. And maybe they give you a hard time. If you're a TV personality, people meet you on the street and they want to stone you. You find you are in a situation where people have really failed to separate you from your job. I really want to encourage you. I know that sometimes it can be stressful. I know that there could be moments when you sit down and you cry because there's so much that you cannot take in. But you have to keep going. First of all, separate yourself from your job. That's the beginning. Every morning you have to go to work. You're going to put on those pants for that job. You're going to put on that personality. You're going to put on that character, that profession, and you go to that job and do it as professionally as possible. Do it as great as you can, because you know, as you do your job, one thing that I keep telling myself that has helped me improve, for me, I'm a work in progress. I am not yet there where I want to be, but I am work in progress. Every time I'm telling myself, no, here you have to do better. Now, I want you to remember that as you do your work, keep it in mind that you're doing it as unto the Lord, not unto man. I mean, that's what the Bible says. So remind yourself every time people are really taking it badly on you, they are really trying to make your day so bad, I want you to remember that whatever you're doing it for the Lord. That thought is going to help you in the way that you are going to relate with people, the way you're going to relate with circumstances. It's going to help you because you remember that whatever you're doing, you're not doing it to please anyone. You're not doing it to please anybody. At your workplace, you are not there to please anyone. You are there because God has placed you there to be His servant, to show His kingdom in what you do. So remember that. And it's going to help you to navigate through the challenges that come with your job. Now, those are 2 points. One is separate yourself from the job. You are not your job. If it requires you to be a certain way, you're going to do it. And do it excellently. Do it greatly. But then when you're out of that job, then be you. If every time at your work you have to interrogate people, you're dealing with criminals, I tell you, when you get back home, don't start treating your children, your spouse, your people in your house like they are all suspects, because you're always dealing with suspects. Get back home and put off that profession that you are wearing the whole day and now become the person that you are in the home. In the home we don't have those professions. We have grandparents, we have parents, we have siblings, we have children, we have helpers, we have relatives, we have neighbors. In our homes, those are the kinds of people we have. So separate your job from who you are. If you're hanging out with friends, you are a friend. You are not your profession. If you're visiting family, if you're visiting relatives, you are a relative. So you're not going to visit your sibling and then you're carrying that profession with you. You expect them to treat you a certain way because at work they treat you a certain way. No, you are not there in that capacity. Same thing when you get to the job. Let's be professional. I hope we are moving together. And then the other point that I mentioned, I felt I needed to separate them because I talked about 2 things together and I really want them to come out distinctly. So the other one I want to pull out from what I said earlier is that what you're doing it as unto the Lord. So whatever you're doing, keep that in mind. So it helps you, it grounds you, it helps you in how you relate with people, and it helps you in how you do your work. And then live your life. Live your life. Some people will honestly not like you because of the job you do, not because of the person you are. In fact, they will not even get to know you because they only interact with you in workplaces. So outside work, they never get to interact with you. So they're probably not going to like you. But as long as you're doing a job professionally, it means that you're making that difference that you're supposed to make. It's not that everyone must like you. And then there are people who are mature enough to know that you are doing your work. So as we deal with people out there, let us remember that whatever someone is doing, there's a reason behind it. That's why they have to do it that way. And let us extend them more grace. Let us be more kind to them. And let us separate people from their work. Let us respect people's work. Once again, I want to appreciate you for watching this far. Please give me feedback on what you think about this Share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, and let us grow. Click that notification button so that every time a new video comes in, you are the first person to see it. And I hope that this probably makes you rethink about how you work and how you deal with people as you work, and also how you deal with people as they work. And I hope we can be nicer and we can really appreciate the different work that people do and we can celebrate them. Well, until next time.